Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers watching movies through a rainbow lens. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Been swimming lately?
Are you
I
ready
sure
for
haven't.
summer?
No, not after watching this. Mate, we're in Australia. This is life.
This is life. They're not in a tornado
That's life.
and they're not aliens.
I need a drink.
You're very musical tonight.
Well,
Singing Home Alone
music by
before.
John Williams.
Music by John Williams. We do need a drink. It's another hard rated.
Oh, whatever. Cheers. Yay.
I will get back into ordering other stuff soon.
Look, October's been busy. This is our 5th episode, Lee.
Yeah. Lucky there's 5 weeks. So we could fit 5 episodes in.
And I am not afraid to say that this is the best movie we've reviewed this month.
Oh, yeah. This month for sure.
By quite a long way. And if I could remember,
by probably $200 million of way.
probably by about 2 stars on IMDb as well. If I could remember every movie we've done this year, I'd almost say it's the best movie we've done this year. But I can't remember. So I'm not going to make that bold statement.
I can't off the top of my head think of a better one. We are about to do Wicked for Good.
True. I don't know if that'll be better than Jaws.
Depends. It's, I guess, subjective, obviously, because it is art.
There will
as
be
some would
murder as
say.
well.
Yeah. Red Rum.
The Shinning.
But
Yeah.
there will not be
Music by
music
John
by
Williams.
John Williams.
No.
Oh. Stephen King's most famous movie you're
Second
wearing.
most famous movie. Yep. I left my Shawshank t-shirt at home. Anyway, we're here
Jaws.
to talk about Jaws.
So, yes, 50 years
50 years. That's some
50
people pronounce that
years.
50.
of Jaws. I'm trying to start a thing.
50 is actually the old English pronunciation.
It is. 50 years of Jaws
Yep.
makes it 1975.
Yep.
40 years of Back to the Future, which I feel like I should have known. I'm going to see it next week.
Is that because it was released the year you were born?
Yeah, and one of the reasons I like the movie is because it's set in the year I was born,
Oh.
and I did turn 40 this year. But we're not talking about Back to the Future. We're talking about Jaws.
Yep.
The producers at Universal, Zanuck and Brown, bought the rights to Peter Benchley's novel to make it a movie before the novel was released. They read
Much
it.
like The Godfather.
They read it and they were like, this is the most exciting book I've ever read. And one of
They
them...
could have said that. They're producers, not
That's
writers.
true.
So,
And I speak on a podcast for a living and I said 50. So anything's possible.
who knows? They could have been so shook when they read it that they went, wow, I read good.
That's well, you made the wrong word wrong in that sentence.
They should have said, well.
Yeah. The middle brother told me off the other day.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
Because
We're
we
off
were
topic
doing a
already.
baseball thing, and he said, "What's the more important thing?" And no one kind of was answering. And he's like, "No,
Scoring runs.
what's the more important thing?" We were talking about fielding, and I'm like, "Well, what are the options?" I said, "What are the 2 options?" And he goes, "What? Or just anything?"
Oh,
and I'm
did
like,
he mean
"Oh, well,
most?
you mean the most?"
You're
He's
an
like,
idiot.
Go away if you're going to be like that. So I went and picked up all the balls that were over by the fence. Got in
So
trouble.
the most important thing is not correcting the coach.
Yeah.
Done.
Anyway,
So they read a book that
they
was
read a
not about
book.
baseball.
They were very excited. And one of their wives worked at a magazine that had reviewed it. And on the end of the review was like, would make a great movie. So read it, decided they did it, bought it before it was released as a novel. And they also said, though, if we'd read it twice, we probably wouldn't have bought it. Because it wasn't until they started to make the film that they were like, there's a lot of hard filmmaking shit in this book.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
And
Like it would make a good movie, but in the wrong hands, it could be much like this one,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is Sharknado.
well, it was in other hands for a little while. And it didn't go well until this young 26-year-old guy named Stephen, who had just finished for Universal making Sugarland Express, expressed an interest.
Huh.
and they were like, yeah, I get it. And they were like, what about this guy? And I read this odd quote. He just directed so Sugarland Express is...
That sounds like a terrible name for a movie. It sounds like a train to Sugarland.
Yes, but what it is like, it has to do with a truck and road ragey thing, but he'd also directed a similar TV movie about someone being chased down by an irate truck driver. And there was a quote on the Wikipedia, and I didn't include it in my notes because I'm fairly sure it's not right. Steven Spielberg was reluctant because he didn't want to be typecast as the truck and shark guy.
That doesn't sound like something he would say.
After making Sugarland Express and Duel, I looked through his career and he hadn't made a shark movie before this one.
No.
So I don't get it. But Sugarland Express hadn't been released yet.
Okay.
And they were like, let's give him Jaws.
He'll work for cheap.
And he did it very well.
We'll get into it, but bloody hell.
So what they did lots of people touched the screenplay in terms of writing.
Yep. Okay. And
the first
2 people got credited.
Yeah. The first pass was by Peter Benchley because there was about to be a writer's strike. And Peter Benchley wasn't unionised. And they were like, well, if he's written a screenplay, at least we can start if there's a writer's strike.
Oh, okay, great. That's good.
The strike either ended or didn't happen. And so unionised writers then got to work on it.
Yep.
Spielberg took out a lot of subplots. In the book, the chief's wife has an affair with the oceanographer. Or the guy from the guy from the Oceanographic Institute.
Yeah, I can see that.
Spielberg took that out because he was like, it's a movie about a fucking shark killing people. I don't need that.
It's not a romance.
You don't need that. You can put that in a 400-page novel. You can't put that in a 2.5-hour movie.
And that would require us to maybe delve into a female character, which we're really not interested in doing.
Not in 1975. And Spielberg then just was like, the last 150 pages where they're going after the shark, that's the bit I want to focus on. And that's what he did and did it very well.
Yes, he did. I forgot how good it was.
There's also a lot of stuff I forgot.
Yeah.
We'll go through when we go through the story. Casting-wise,
yep,
Robert Duvall was offered the role as the chief.
Yeah, that would have been good.
But he was only interested in playing Quint.
Oh.
The mad kind of Irish
shark
hunter.
Chose Robert Shaw over Robert Duvall.
Well, Spielberg said he didn't want big name people because he wanted to make it more real. As you said in a previous episode, you're like, this could happen to you.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, this is happening to Robert Duvall. It's obviously a movie.
Yeah, okay.
He wasn't huge on, well, no, actually, before I talk about Roy Scheider, that was the reason that he didn't cast Charlton Heston, who was interested in playing the chief.
Terrible. I don't think that would have been good.
But also,
he would have just been too much.
But also, he's Charlton Heston. It's like,
big.
I'm kind of going for unknown people so people can, and then you just put fucking Charlton Heston.
And he played Moses,
center.
so you could have just been like, dude, part the sea and get the shark.
Just like push the tide out.
Yeah.
So that
when the shark is getting too close to the shore.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, but hey.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, Charlton Heston was interested. Spielberg at first wasn't keen on Roy Scheider because he thought he would just kind of be like the tough guy that he was in French Connection.
Yeah, okay.
But went with him instead.
He wasn't that much of a tough guy in this, though.
Well, that's what was kind of how. He thought it would be too tough.
Yeah.
Too tough guy to be the chief.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And he didn't want a tough guy chief.
Yeah.
Because he's not a New York cop anymore.
Yeah.
The casting of Quint and Hooper happened very late, like a week before they started filming.
Interesting. Okay.
Robert Shaw didn't like the book, but his wife and his secretary, two separate people, said you should do it. So he did it.
Okay.
And it worked out well for him. This is the quote from the website that I said. It said, Steven Spielberg's friend, George Lucas,
that guy,
suggested Richard Dreyfuss.
I've never heard of him, actually. He's just a friend of
Well,
Spielberg.
in 1975, he wasn't George Lucas.
No, he'd done
American Graffiti.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it was just literally two friends making a movie, like
Yeah, yeah.
suggesting, like, because neither of them were any like
I think,
huge.
yeah, his only real thing had been American Graffiti, and Spielberg was about to have Sugarland Express come out. So it was just two guys that met in film school going, what about this Richard Dreyfuss guy? And it worked. But
Did it?
Spielberg initially wanted John Voight, Angelina Jolie's dad.
That would have been good. He would have been all right.
Also
Why
considered.
do I want to say that he would have been too tall, though? That's weird.
Yeah, that's true, actually, would have been. What about Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, he would have been good.
Joel Grey?
Because Jeff Bridges can do a little bit comedic. Is this for the
This is for
Richard
the
Dreyfuss part?
Yeah.
Joel Grey.
Jeff Bridges would have been
no.
good. Joel Grey, no.
Because yes, you're meant to be kind of like a nerd, but I'm also meant to believe that you could go and catch a shark. And Joel Grey, I do not believe you can catch a shark.
The other one was, I've heard this name, but I can't picture him. Jan Michael Vincent?
Yes, I can't picture him either.
Yeah, but I know the name.
I'm going to have to look him up. I'm sorry. This is going to annoy me.
But Richard Dreyfuss, who George Lucas had directed in American Graffiti, is what they ended up with. Even though
I don't recognize him either. And also, according to my IMDb, I know him from nothing.
So Richard Dreyfuss didn't want the part either at the start, right? So wasn't looking good for the casting.
He's just an action guy.
Just a guy. Okay. Wasn't looking good for the casting. Roy Scheider wasn't interested. Robert Shaw wasn't interested. Richard Dreyfuss wasn't interested. But then Richard Dreyfuss went to a screening of The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz, which I've never heard of, but stars him. And he watched himself on the screen and was like, I'm shit.
Yeah.
I need to do a good movie next. And I think this is going to be it. So this is what it says. Disappointed in his performance and fearing that no one would want to hire him once Kravitz was released, he immediately called Spielberg and accepted the role in Jaws.
That's good. Well done.
So he was like, I'm going to accept this role before somebody sees me in this shit movie and my career's over.
Yeah.
And this, like, because of Jaws, we've never heard of Duddy Kravitz. Like,
yes.
In terms of Richard Dreyfuss filmography.
Yeah. I think, like, I kind of understand why they may be passed on the script because the script isn't the highlight.
It is a well-written script. There's a lot of good dialogue in there.
But the draw card of the movie is the directing and the shark.
Well,
which you don't look at it on a page.
But also the shark was fucked. The production team, this was hilarious when I read this, they wanted to train a great white shark. And then they were like, oh, we can't do that.
I don't think that's possible. Sorry.
Yeah. As even Richard Dreyfuss says, the only thing these things are made for is to swim, eat, and make baby sharks. They can't be trained.
No.
So instead they went with the mechanical one, and apparently you can't train a mechanical shark either because that whole thing was fucked.
Mm.
And for at least the first hour and a half of the movie, you don't see a shark because there was so many.
Which makes it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you see the shark when it's killing Chrissy, that's her name. Yeah.
The girl at the start. Yeah.
Yeah. Not as much suspense.
No, I don't think so. And I like that you just see when it kills the kid and his Lilo, you just see a big lump of animal.
Yeah.
You don't see a shark.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
It still cost $9 million though, the movie.
Well, that's
a lot
not
in
a lot.
1975.
Like,
really?
I thought it would be more because it still looks good. But when you
Yeah.
think about it, it's not like fancy sets and a lot of fancy
it's
CGI stuff because it's basically they're using a puppet.
They're using a puppet and a bit of robotics, and they're filming in Martha's Vineyard in the off season, so it's not like anything there's expensive.
Yeah. But it did make $495 million.
It's a lot of money.
So
That's like $1 billion
it's like
these
it
days.
busted the blocks or something.
Mm.
Speaking
Allegedly.
of blocks busting, God, that was a bad end to the TV show. And so it overtook The Godfather as the highest grossing movie.
Godfather's a good movie.
And it spent 14 weeks at number one.
Can I tell you something I learned about The Godfather recently, or Godfather adjacent?
Diane Keaton.
Have you
was
heard
in
of
it.
the film Harold and Maude?
Yes, I have.
Apparently, the production studio that did Harold and Maude and The Godfather
Mm-hmm.
had booked heaps of theatres to release Godfather in,
Yep.
but Godfather wasn't ready in time. So they're just
Oh.
like, here, have Harold and Maude,
Oh,
but only for like 3 weeks while they were getting The Godfather ready.
right.
Which is why one of the reasons Harold and Maude was a flop. Is
Because
because,
also it's about an old lady and a young guy.
but also everyone was kind of ready for Godfather,
Yeah.
and they didn't have any advertising or build up to it. It was just like, oh, it's meant to be The Godfather. No, here's Harold and Maude.
Yeah, and Harold and Maude has a much different scene with horses' heads in beds. I don't know. That was trying to be a joke, but didn't really quite work.
And also Diane Keaton's not in it.
No. No.
Oh,
She'll never be anything again.
God.
It was fairly well received, Lee.
I can imagine it was Oscared.
It won 3 Oscars.
That's pretty good. Effects,
No.
score,
Score?
screenplay,
No.
adapted screenplay,
No.
obviously. No.
Score, editing, and sound.
The editing is good.
The sound's good too,
From what I
think.
know about
The
editing.
thing I liked about the sound is the good changing of like blah blah blah, and then when they do under the water shots, it's all muffled and it's very well. There's no like, ooh, that missed the beat. You know what I mean?
Oh, like when it's going between.
yeah.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
it's like, yay!
Yeah.
That's exactly how it sounded. It was also nominated for Best Picture. I had in my mind that Spielberg was nominated for Best Director, but he wasn't, which is surprising.
Do you know what won in 75?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That is a good movie.
Mm-hmm. BAFTA's same. Won Best Score. He also won Best Score at the Golden Globes and at the Grammys.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good score.
It's a Begot. Bog. BAFTA.
Great.
Oscar. Grammy.
It'll just, we'll
Golden
call
Globe.
it Bog because the Golden Globes aren't relevant anymore. So that's fine. Yeah. Then other few awards are on
Nominated
the way, but
for
they're
a
the
bunch
name
of
ones.
others.
You know what was interesting at the BAFTAs? Richard Dreyfuss, whatever we're saying,
Dreyfus.
was nominated for Best Actor.
Not supporting.
No, that's not what surprised me.
Oh.
Not that he's bad,
I'm not a huge
but
fan.
of the 3, he's not the lead.
No.
So
That's why I said supporting.
they'd probably all put them all 3 as lead, or just Shaw as supporting. But I was like, that was surprising.
I think
to
Roy
me.
Scheider's a lead, and then the other 2 are supporting.
Yeah, I agree.
Did they have actor in a supporting role at the BAFTAs in that day?
They
would have.
They had to have. Ask Joel Grey, he might have won it.
Oh, yeah. If he'd been
Yes.
cast in this movie, he might have won it.
Yeah, he would have been one big suck. Meine Damen und Herren, get out of the water. Sorry, that I only know him from Cabaret, so that's what you're getting.
Welcome to Amity Island. That was not German for very long at all.
Turn into the Count. Oh, Joel Grey as the Count in Jaws. Yeah.
Joel Grey as the Count in Jaws, but also Joel Grey as the Count via the little guy that says the plane on Fantasy Island.
Who?
Yeah.
Why is that name in my head? Anyway.
Because of the lesbian band, Tattoo.
Tattoo, yeah.
Have you associated that's
What was their song?
all the things she
All the
said?
things you said, all the things you said,
Yeah.
when it to my head. Wow, that's about 4 decades we've referenced in one sentence. So, any 2000s you want to get in there? No.
In 2015, Jaws 14 was released in
Joel
hologram
Grey was in the
Back to the Future.
Joel Grey was in the original Broadway cast of Wicked. That was the 2000s. There you go. Moving on. Should we talk about
Oh,
the
he was
story?
too.
Or should we just keep talking about Joel Grey and our limited knowledge of him?
Well, we can't because Broadway Wizard and Cabaret's it.
And one, he's a weird guy, and the other one, he's a goat. So there you go.
He's not the goat wizard.
He's the goat.
He wasn't Dillerman. Wasn't he the wizard?
No, he was the goat. Now I'm not sure.
Peter Dinklage. He was Peter Dinklage.
He was Peter Dinklage. I'm pretty sure he was.
No. You have to look that
Fucking
up.
hell.
Because I am
We need a
90%
researcher.
sure that Joel Grey was the original wizard. Otherwise, why would he mention the original Dillerman? Who cares? No offense to whoever the original Dillerman
whoops,
was.
I spelt that wrong.
Especially if it was Joel Grey.
Joel Grey. Okay, quickly.
Just like, hey Siri, was Joel Grey the wizard?
I couldn't find it.
Win
He was.
for me.
He was the wicked,
Ding.
He was the wicked Wizard of Oz. Spoiler, sorry.
All right.
He was Elphaba's dad. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
If the posters for Wicked didn't spoil it already, have you
But
seen
also,
that?
if the soundtrack listings for the opening number are anything to go by,
Now, could you imagine Jeff Goldblum killing a shark? Because he can't kill a dinosaur.
we couldn't kill a fly. That had to be the fucking pesky ex-boyfriend with the shotgun.
Well, no, it was Gina fucking Davis. Thank you very much. She has very good aim. She's an Olympic archer.
No, he shot the cord. No, yes, okay.
Yeah. Gina Davis shot the fly.
But she tried to only shoot the fly part of Jeff Goldblum.
Anyway.
Moving on.
So he shot his head off. Anyway.
I don't know.
So
It was a mercy
Jaws.
killing. Jaws. I do like the credits at the start are quiet. There's no noise.
Yeah.
But I think this movie would have benefited from not having to have the credits at the start.
Just opening with
Like if you just
horny
opened in the
teenagers
water.
on a beach.
But even I think you could have skipped them running into the water.
You know what? In my mind,
It just starts with her in the water.
she's like, oh, I'm naked in the water.
Yeah. It's the 70s, so she has to be naked.
Yep.
And yeah, that's where I thought it started. But I think to give a bit more time of credits, it starts with the pre-scene. But I think,
But the credits being kind of POV shark underwater
yeah,
is good.
I think these days, or if it was made without having to have the credits, I think it would have just been her running into the water as the start or her in the water as the start.
Yeah, which is much more of a modern horror trope of prologue death,
Yes.
which we have discussed in our previous episodes.
And he passes out, so she's by herself, which is a good story. Because she wouldn't swim by herself normally.
And yeah, she goes out pretty far.
She runs in and she's like, come with me. And then before she
So like halfway to fucking Boston.
before she realizes that he's passed out, she's already out in the water and it's too late.
And then she's getting thrashed around by a shark.
And we get the start straight away of the water being an isolating thing, which is a trope of death on or near water.
Yep.
One thing I also realized about water as a death trope, and it's used particularly well in this movie, is after a shark attack happens, the water just goes back to normal.
Yeah.
It just is like nothing happened here.
Yeah, move on.
And
Nothing
you're
to
like,
see here.
So unlike, someone gets stabbed in a house party out the back of the house in Scream, there's like blood and shit. But in the water, you just get taken down and the water goes flat again.
The blood was interesting throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So Chrissy, no blood.
No.
Or too dark to see the blood, maybe. Then a small child, Jesus Christ. That was a lot of blood.
Well, that's something that happens progressively across the movie. They get more and more graphic, the deaths.
And then the sound is good. I've already commented on the sound, but I will quote a very wise person that once said, suspense is created in the silence.
Yeah, suspense is in the silence.
And they do that well here, especially then it adds to the isolation.
Yeah.
Because she's out in the middle of the ocean. Nobody can hear you scream.
Sorry, Sigourney.
And then she's just like, scream, scream, quiet.
Yep. And the water just goes flat again.
Yep.
I also wrote, I just saw this note, the kid has blood, like in a lot of the movie. I don't mean the kid that died. I mean,
His kid.
His kid. He's like, can I have a Band-Aid? Because he's bleeding.
I've got a
and
sore
you get
finger.
a close-up of the blood on the finger.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, maybe a shark comes.
That's what increases throughout the movie. The blood almost gets more and more. That's
Yeah.
the first blood you see.
That is the first blood
And
you
then
see.
small child.
That's not shark-related blood, though. Small child, then it gets grosser because you see that guy's leg.
Yeah, and then Robert Shaw. Jesus. That was good.
Yeah, he's a madman.
Anyway.
But it's set up then very well because he goes to leave and the wife says, be careful. He's like, in this town? Huh. Like
Aren't you glad we moved here from
New
New
York.
York?
Yep.
Woo.
The also good storytelling is that the billboard doesn't just say welcome to Amity Island.
Mm-hmm.
It says welcome to Amity Island and it says 50th anniversary regatta July 4.
Yeah. So it's going to be fucking busy
It's like
here.
July 4 we know is busy anyway. July 4 in that area.
Mm.
And even though Amity Island's not real, we assume it's somewhere along there.
Fire
anyway.
Island. Yep.
And then it's a 50th anniversary, so we know it's going to be a fucking big weekend. And it's established that the chief is the outsider, which then sets up this whole, you don't understand the island, we need to keep the island open for business.
Modern day,
Mm.
they would fail a number of checks.
Yeah.
Because it would be a liability issue that they don't have any beach closed signs ready to go when they need them.
Because the mayor won't want to close the beach.
And the old lady has to paint them because the other cop's handwriting,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, is terrible.
Well, I think that's a story point, though. They don't have them because it's never been closed before.
Yeah. But
So
it's also just like, come on, guys, you should have a beach closed sign. What about a hurricane?
this kind of stuff
Why am I
doesn't happen here.
Yeah.
And that's another reason that the mayor is disbelieving of it.
So then what does the be careful, in this town? Oh, is she being like facetious in terms of like nothing happens here?
No, she's just being a caring wife, and because you have to have a woman say to an officer of any sort, "Be careful."
Mm-hmm.
It's like a law, especially if the woman's only role in the movie is to be a woman.
Because if she didn't say that to him when he found out that there was a shark, he wouldn't have cared because he didn't have his wife's voice in his head asking him to be careful.
And we as an audience would forget that he had a wife and kids to go home to, and so we wouldn't care about him.
Yeah, like Robert Shaw don't.
No,
I assume.
and Richard Dreyfuss may or may not.
I don't.
He is about to go to Brisbane.
Yes. That was so like it was funny because like other countries listening to that would have just blipped, but as when he said,
Oh, the American audience would have no idea.
Brisbane, I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
Maybe the sound isn't good. Anyway,
that was just one
the
weird thing.
the thing that that kind of creates, I don't want to say tension, but maybe tension, chaos, is like he's like shit's fucked. There's a massive shark. Well, there's a shark.
Yeah.
I don't know how big it is, but I don't know what size of boat I'm going to need yet.
Yes.
But he's like, no, there's something actually going on, mate. I don't care about your neighbor's cat or whatever the fuck small town problems.
I like all the little things.
Yeah.
It is a story contrast, I guess, that creates tension of this guy, the Karate Kids are chopping the fence
Yes, that's what it
palings.
was.
Or this guy's cat and this something else, but he's like, no, this bitch is dead.
No, like I have a murder to deal with.
Yeah. Boating accident / shark attack.
That medical examiner is corrupt.
Yes. Not a good man. And even right up until the town meeting, which only really has 20 people in it, even though I feel like there's more than 20 people in the town.
There's about 87 people on the beach when that kid died.
Yeah.
It was more than that, but they're visitors, I guess. So they're not going to go to the town meeting if they're not locals.
Yeah, because we had that little montage of like 8 ferries coming.
Yeah, to like royal procession music.
Just the marching band playing flat out for every ferry that arrives.
Yeah, it was quite
It's the 4th of
formal.
July. They're very patriotic.
Surprised they didn't play bloody the Dixie tune. Like in
No,
that
it's
ad
the
for
North.
a Toyota.
It's in the north.
Yeah, that's true.
So we get to the town meeting, but before that we still have, and this is one thing that I think they did well, is the beach is very peaceful and nice.
Yeah.
And there's just like a couple of kids playing, guy with the dog, fat woman on a floaty.
Yeah. But what it does well is that it shows you all of these people. And so then you're like, because you're sitting there being like, yeah, they're at the beach. And then they show all these people. And I'm sitting there going like, that one's going to die.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, somebody's going to die and it's going to be the dog. You think the dog dies.
I think the dog is dead.
I thought the
'Cause
dog.
the dog's-
Because the stick's just floating in the water.
The dog doesn't come back.
No. So
We don't care about the dog?
No.
Deleted scenes.
Maybe the American Humane Association wouldn't let you show it. They probably didn't care 50 years ago.
I didn't read the credits long enough.
They wanted to train a shark. I don't think they had that much knowledge about killing dogs. Anyway, but yeah, so like kind of that builds the tension as well to like, oh, some shit's going to go down here.
Because also only the chief at the beach is the one that knows it's a shark or is willing to admit that it's a shark.
Yeah.
And so he's the one that gets the tension. And
that shot.
no, well, before that shot, the wipes. Like you see the person in the beach and then someone walks in front of the chief and you see the chief. Then someone walks in front of the chief, goes back to the beach. All that cutting between is very well done.
So what fuck won best editing that year? Jesus Christ. Oh, no, it did.
It
Sorry.
did. Yeah,
I thought
Jaws.
it was just nominated.
Jaws won best
Okay,
editing.
well done, Academy. You made the right decision.
I think it won for that shot, the zoom in out shot. Iconic.
In my mind, like, is that the first time somebody did that? You know what I mean? Like, it's that, for me, it feels that iconic that nobody had tried that before. That's obviously probably incorrect. And do you notice how I
pretty good.
tried to cover my bases by saying obviously and probably?
in case anyone
In case anybody's listening and like, you said obviously, I said probably.
Yeah, a filmmaker who released a film in 1972
Yeah.
that used that effect is about to sue.
Yeah, they showed it in the horse with a horse's head in Godfather. Joel Grey, they did that same shot when he was in Cabaret. But it's funny watching it as well. You know what I found interesting? So obviously it's a very iconic movie.
Yep.
And a lot of shots are then parodied in
Yes.
popular culture, maybe in shows like Family Guy and The Simpsons.
Yep.
So it's funny that to me it's like that shot, I'm like, oh, that's been in Family Guy or whatever. But
Yep.
I'm not like, the Family Guy. I'm still like, wow, that was good. That's how good it is. That's
Yeah.
a judge of a movie. If I don't watch a movie and laugh at what they're taking the piss of because of Family
Yep,
Guy,
yep.
but I still comment on how good it is, that's how good it is. That made no sense.
And we get that when the shark comes, but it's only the kids with the fins on.
Yes, the fake out.
Pesky kids. Probably the same kids that chop the fence palings.
But Lee,
Lock them up.
Michael's in the pool.
Yeah, Michael's in the pond. Like they forgot where he
Pond,
was.
fuck.
It's also not a pond
It's just a little.
because it still has
Alcove.
ocean access.
Also, it's too shallow for that shark. Anyway, although the shark might have grown a lot, it wasn't eating a lot.
I think it's a big shark from the start because that's how Richard Dreyfuss knows that it's not the tiger shark that gets caught.
Yeah, and then the kid dies,
The kid dies.
and he's Lilo.
Have I seen that woman on something else? Does she play a grieving mother in something else?
She did look like she'd done that before. She did look
Yeah.
kind of familiar, as well. But she was taking that. She was full committing.
yeah,
Black veil.
that was her moment
Everything.
too. As
And
an
then
actress,
and then
that was her
slapped
moment.
him. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Slap him.
So far we know there's a shark, and we know it's killed a kid.
And we know that nobody's taken it seriously.
Robert Shaw is convinced that it can eat a person whole,
Nails on a chalkboard.
but we don't. We're just like he's probably drunk, so it's probably not that big.
Also a great shot. I'm going to keep saying this a lot, people. So deal with the fact that I'm just going to talk about how many great shots there are in this movie because it's directed by a guy named Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
The nails on the chalkboard
Yeah,
is also iconic. And it's taken the piss out of in The Simpsons, I'm pretty sure.
I love that we get the nails on the chalkboard and then it zooms out a bit, and he's obviously spent the first half of the meeting drawing a shark on the chalkboard.
Yeah, and not very well.
Enough that there's like shark and then a whole stick
A
figure
little
in the
person
mouth.
like, ee. But then the shot that just like follows around the room and like slowly zooms in on him as he's talking is very good.
Yeah. And then even the long shot down the hall as he leaves, because there are people looking going, oh, was he serious?
Yeah.
And then we get the bit where the shark just rips the pier in half for a Sunday
Yeah.
roast.
Yeah, those two drunken fools are like, let's catch a shark at nighttime.
And just throw a roast beef into the ocean.
Yeah. Oh, my wife's roast beef. I don't know why I sounded like that. Which part was it when the kid got killed that you saw like the shark through the water? Like it was like like an aerial shot.
So when the shark,
Because that's another shot that was really good. In case you didn't know.
when the kid gets killed, you just get the big lump of body of shark, but you can't tell it's a shark. When the guy gets killed and
On the leg,
the leg comes down is when you see the shark underneath the water.
fucking hell, that was good.
Yeah,
Because also scary.
which kind of that's after the ripping off of the pier.
Because they go. That meeting is like, what are we going to do, guys? This woman's just offered $3,000, odd amount. That's the life of. That's your child, right?
It's
Your kid's worth
$1975.
$3,000.
It's 1975. What's that in inflation? At least,
15 grand.
yeah.
I don't know. I just made that up.
Probably in 1975, from the way boomers talk, you could have bought a house.
What a car.
You can buy a car now for $3,000, and that's why I've got one sitting that doesn't run on my nature strip.
Yeah. So that was because then, then the town was like, oh, everybody's going to go out in the water now and try catch this shark, and they're all going to die.
Yeah, and everyone does. And the chief's like, hey, you random Richard Dreyfuss, can you tell those guys to get off the boat?
And then it was the 4th of July when that guy died with a leg because the mayor was
The
like,
band was
why
playing.
is nobody going in the water?
Yeah, and he convinces his counsellor to go in.
Yep.
Yeah, and the band plays, and then the guy with the leg dies. And yes, okay.
Is this No, Richard Dreyfuss was there at that point. So
And then
we're a bit all over the place today.
Richard Dreyfuss is like, this is happening, and you're not listening, which is a trope.
Yeah, they're not listening. Bad authorities not listening to the expert.
Yes.
That's a horror trope. That's
but
a movie
also,
trope. Actually.
everyone going out into the water is the trope of stupidity.
Yeah.
Because word will have gotten around that this shark ripped a pier in half, swallowed a kid whole, because that's what the story would have ended up. Swallowed a kid whole.
Just a lot of blood.
And then, but people still go out in the water, which is the horror trope of stupidity.
Yeah.
And then
It's like people going out in the dark when you know there's people killing people in your camp.
well, Ghostface is around, and I'm still going to have a house party though.
Yeah,
Stupidity.
True. Yeah, yeah.
Also stupidity. Richard Dreyfuss works for the Oceanographic Institute, but he doesn't have a change of clothes he can put on to cut open a shark.
He's not a smart man. He's autistic about sharks, but he's not like a worldly man.
But surely when you work for the Oceanographic Institute, they give you a little bit of training. Like if you have to gut a fish, particularly one that you think potentially a small boy could fall out of.
Yeah, that's true.
Then wear at least like a poncho.
Get an apron. Get like a butcher's apron.
At least flick your tie over your shoulder so your tie's not dangling in
So it's
shark
just like,
guts.
what's in the gut? A tie? Oh, no, that's mine.
Also, this is a question for any marine biologists that are listening. Would a shark's guts be filled with water? They're not ringing in. Damn.
I don't know. Sorry. Would my guts be filled with water?
If you lived under... See, I feel like he has a slow digestive. Sharks have slow digestive stuff. But I feel like the water would be drunk.
Is it
more
just
than-
constantly coming and going?
Yeah. Don't know. But we have to act quickly because he's going soon. But then Richard Dreyfuss decides to ring the boss and be like, I'm not going to Brisbane because there's a great white shark right here.
Yeah, I don't need to go to Brisbane to see a great white shark.
And that also proves our point that we've said every time we've talked about Jaws. We live in Australia. This shit could be real.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yes, Brisbane is obviously the place to go to look at a great white shark, but I've got one here in potentially Massachusetts.
And also, like, that's why we have nets.
Yeah. And more lifeguards than Amity Island has. I feel like they have one.
Yeah.
They had to call in a helicopter. We have helicopters, even at not our shark-infested waters.
Yeah. There's one above us right now
Yeah, just in case there's a shark in the suburbs.
in case there's a machete attack. Ooh, topical.
No, machetes are banned. They're not happening.
No, they're not banned until the 30th of November, and there's a 30-day amnesty.
Yeah, but it's
Sorry,
fixed.
I was watching something on.
Jacinta said it's fixed.
I was watching like 10 Play or 9 now.
Oh, God,
And
why?
you
For
know,
ER?
no, for the Traders and Survivor.
Okay.
And they have the same ads. Like,
Yeah,
you know, because they're
yeah.
not live to air ads, but they'll show there is a machete ban in Victoria. Then they show Aussie Broadband, and then they show something about it's a non-smoking ad that's in Arabic, which was interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the voiceover woman for the machete ban is quite condescending about the amnesty?
Yeah, but she's talking to children.
Yeah, true.
Like they're not watching 9 now.
You're not watching
So-
9 now for the traitors.
God, they'll be like, this bitch be skippity. 6, 7. That's what they'd be doing. Oh, God, I'm old.
I
Okay,
got
so
6-7 days to give my machete back.
oh, we are so political.
Okay.
So then
We have
they
gone
want
all out of
a
order.
tiger shark. What?
They catch the tiger shark, yes,
Wrong shark, too small. Here's a big tooth.
that I dropped.
Let's go get the boat of old mate that's didn't come back.
Yeah. I would have upped my price if I was Robert Shaw.
Oh shit,
I
yeah.
would have been like, well, you want it now? Now it's 30.
Yeah.
10 times the worth of that child.
Yeah. 10 times the worth of the child. Or however he spoke, which was odd. You could tell he was kind of like Shakespearean actor doing a non-Shakespearean movie.
He does it well, the crazy kind of guy.
Yeah, I have questions about when he full goes off the rails, but maybe we'll try and have some sort of order to our
We will,
discussion from now on.
Because we did do one thing out of order. We already talked about the false alarm death and then the death in the pond, even though this happens now in the story. After Brisbane.
Oh, because the dog and the kid die. Then they have the town meeting.
Then they have the town meeting. Then everybody goes out on the water, and then Richard Dreyfuss arrives.
Yep.
Then they catch the tiger shark.
Mhm.
Then Richard Dreyfuss is like, "No, that's not a shark. This is a shark." And
I
then
see you say tiger sharky before.
and then he can't go to Brisbane because he's convinced he's got a great white shark here. There's a false alarm death on the beach, but then there's the death in the pond, and we see the guy's leg.
Great
And that's
shot of
when
the
we
leg,
first
actually.
kind of also see a shot of the actual shark under the water.
Yeah.
And now we caught up.
And then Richard and Roy, go out at night to try
Because
and
it has
find
night feeding habits, even though
Yeah.
3 of the deaths have happened in the day,
Yep.
including the dog.
Oh. And they go out at night, and then old mate's boat. They see old mate's boat,
Yeah.
and then they go under. And sorry, jump scare that got
Yeah.
me
Yeah, yeah.
with the head
I think
because you
that's-
think it's going to be a fucking shark.
I think that's the best. I think that's the best jump scare.
I think
'Cause-
that's the best jump scare in all the movies we've watched for Halloween.
Yeah. Because I also think, but even in this movie, all the jump scares that involve a shark are at a time where you're expecting a shark to jump.
Yep.
Whereas this is just like, oh, he's just looking in.
He's just
And then
looking in
there's
what
a-
is there, and he's like, oh, he sees a tooth. Oh, he's got a tooth. Oh my God, there's a head.
Yeah. And then because he's an amateur, I feel like
He drops a lot of things.
I feel like Richard Dreyfuss is not the in the field guy.
No, he's the lab dude.
You know that guy in CSI, right? This is taking
Gil
it back.
Grissom.
No, the guy that is the lab guy that then wants to be an agent.
Oh, the hot one, yeah.
He's that guy.
Yes.
Except they're like, they won't send him anywhere.
No, so they
And-
just send him to Amity Island because they're like,
Yeah.
send a real one to Brisbane.
The real one's going to Brisbane, and he was just going to Brisbane to write up the notes of the guy that was diving
Yeah.
with the shark in Brisbane. But then they're like, "Oh, apparently there's a shark on fucking Martha's Vineyard, so fucking send that guy because there's not really a shark,
No.
but there is." And so that's why he
And
drops
boy, is
everything.
there a
As
shark.
soon as he gets under the water, he's fucking useless.
Yeah.
That cage is never going to work. May as well go in one of these bookshelves.
Yeah. Really, like, you're kidding me. Anyway,
Get some chicken wire like that. That's anyway. We're getting ahead. Once the person actually dies in the pond and we see it, then the mayor is like, okay,
okay,
go and hire
you
the nut job.
crazy guy, you got the job.
And then they get out on the water, and then there's a whole bunch of shit where Roy Scheider proves that he's useless on a boat.
Yep.
But then there's the tension between old school Robert Shaw and new school
With the
nerd.
technology and the others.
And this line, they're compressed air, they could explode, followed by the line, well, the shark might eat it, I suppose.
That's not great.
But jumping ahead a little bit, what makes that not great line slightly less not great is what doesn't happen at the end, right? In most of the movies where that happens, right? You think of other movies where like you see the thing and a character goes, oh, be careful about those grenades. They're really volatile.
Yep.
And then towards the end of the movie when we can't think of killing anyone, we're just like, oh, remember those grenades that are volatile?
Yep.
Roy Scheider doesn't go, oh, those tanks are explosive. Maybe I'll throw it into the shark's mouth. He just does it.
Yes.
Which a lot of movies repeat the thing that was said earlier to remind us. Remember to go to the audience. Remember what we said before about
Like,
these
it would have just
explosive
been
tanks?
Roy Scheider sitting there, and then it's like voiceover of Robert Shaw. Maybe the shark will eat it.
Yeah. No, or it could have been Roy Scheider just
With his
sitting
head
there
kind of
going
floating around.
like Rip Torn in Dodgeball.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye-bye.
You know that characters ruined the word necessary for me?
Yes.
Is it necessary?
I watched him in a movie the other day. I watched Marie Antoinette, the Kirsten Dunst.
Okay.
I was in a Kirsten Dunst mood.
Men in Black.
And he's like the king of France or something. Just like, the fuck? That's such odd casting.
He doesn't do an accent, does he?
No. But also, in this movie about the Queen of France,
Nobody does.
one person does a French accent.
Is it Kirsten?
No. It's like a person that has one line. She's just like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Anyways, fuck. That was bad. Anyway.
So Roy Scheider doesn't sit there and go, oh, the tanks, they're explosive. He just throws the tank.
But they do show the tanks a bit. Like, they show it and then they're like, oh. And then at one stage when it like bobbles around or whatever, and then you hear the tanks and they're going to fall.
Well, I think that's a lot subtler than most movies do it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Most other movies would be like, remember the tanks.
Yeah. Because the other trope that they do is old mate Cray, Robert Shaw, is like, I'll just, 2 barrels should do it.
Yeah.
Of whatever convoluted way that he explains, that's what they're trying to do. And then
what it does is it makes it harder for them to swim, so it ties them down.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they can't dive.
Because I science.
Yeah.
And
Science,
it's
bitch.
also a good way of like showing the shark without showing the shark.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, oh, it's gone. And then they're just like,
and when there's and also when there's a chase and the barrels are getting closer, you don't need to know the shark's getting closer. Even though I feel like we were waiting for the barrels to get to the boat, even though the shark would have been ahead of the barrels.
Yes.
And that together with the harpoons and the other bits of equipment is in itself the trope in a monster movie horror of all of this technology that will normally work won't work for this. Yeah. So we watched Godzilla Plus One.
Why won't you die?
Godzilla
kind of thing.
01, -1. Godzilla something 1, the newest one.
Okay.
It's a bit more Japanese.
Yeah.
And every time they try something, they're like, well, this gun can't pierce the skin. Or this bomb, it just takes the energy because Godzilla is nuclear because he was born out of nuclear testing in the ocean.
Oh.
Yeah. And so it's like this. Like normally, 1 barrel, every shark I've ever
never
up
had
against,
to need 2, but we brought
2,
6 just in case.
3, but still 3 goes under. And then the harpoons, then
the engine's fucked, the
yeah,
radar's gone.
Robert
Richard
Shaw.
Dreyfuss dropped something else. They're drunk.
And then Robert Shaw kills the radio?
I don't get it. When he's on the radio going like, fuck off, we need help, and then he bashes it. Why? I couldn't imagine
Does he
why.
want the glory?
But don't you also want to, I don't know, live?
But I think...
Because you're not going to get that glory if you're just another victim of, Jaws.
But also, I don't think... Like, if they'd killed the shark, he could have taken the boat back. But I guess the boat was sinking by
I just
then.
thought of something.
Okay.
Here goes Mayday, Mayday.
Yep.
Then helicopter, 4 different boats come in.
Mm.
Shark gets scared and goes away. That's what I'm going to go with. They could have explained that.
No, I think it's a glory. He's like, fuck this. I want to kill this shark.
We're not getting any help to
I don't
kill the
want
shark.
help.
Okay. Character-wise, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Whereas Richard Dreyfuss, if Richard Dreyfuss did it, he would have been like, no, you'll scare away the shark because of science. Yep.
Yeah, vibrations in the water.
Mm.
The other trope of monster movie is that this one is smarter. A lot of the time in monster movies, even though it's a monster,
like the Blob.
they're smart. Like the Blob. Or even
I
like
haven't seen the Blob.
even like the
assume
raptors
it's
in
a pretty
Jurassic
smart Blob.
Park.
Yes.
I'm not a
Clever
paleontologist.
girl.
I got a couple of questions if I ever meet a paleontologist. And maybe when I eventually start my interview podcast, I'll interview one. How do they know from 165 million years ago that velociraptors hunted like that?
Because of drawings made by indigenous peoples.
There were no peoples of the time.
Because they...
Because of Michael
because
Crichton?
of their fossils, yes. Because of their fossils and how closely that they are related to a certain type of bird.
I've never been hunted by a bird, so I couldn't tell you.
I have. And it didn't come from the side. It came from above.
And we did nothing to help.
You laughed at me.
Just like
For everybody listening.
laughing at you 25
just
years later.
everybody listening. When I was 11, I was swooped by not a magpie, not a minor bird, but a fucking wedge-tailed eagle. The biggest bird in the fucking country.
Which, like, our American listeners are like, fuck yeah, bald eagle.
Bigger.
But like a bald eagle is this wide.
Yeah.
A wedge-tail eagle is this wide.
Yeah.
Like the wingspan of a wedge-tail eagle is like 7 foot.
Yeah, and I was at the time 5, not
Maybe.
even.
No, you would have been.
And the scariest thing was that I was barefoot on grass with a lot of bindies, and so it had to run, so I couldn't run. I was trapped. Anyway, that's another movie for another time.
There's a scene in that, a funny horror movie scene in that for sure.
It's a very Aussie.
It is Aussie.
Because didn't we stop somewhere because we hit a kangaroo? Isn't that when it happened as well?
We stopped somewhere because we hit a kangaroo.
And then I got swooped by a wedge-tailed eagle.
We were sitting around
and then a wombat laughed at me.
next to the caravan, and you struggled to run away from the wedge-tailed eagle because of the bindies in the grass.
We were in Northern Territory at the time. Did we mention that?
Sorry to all of our American listeners that do not understand. A bindie, not Irwin. Little prickles in the grass. Okay?
Yeah, Rob's the little prickle.
Not according to Calvin Klein.
Not according to Dancing with the Stars. Anyway, so we're on a boat with a shark.
And the shark is swooping an 11-year-old child.
It already ate an
Oh
8-year-old.
my God, it did too. So there's the isolation, right? And the isolation already of being out of the water, but then it's heightened by the breaking of the radio and the sinking of the boat. And then...
God.
So where I was going with that, sharks don't hunt boats generally, and sharks don't come back to attack the same boat repeatedly and follow it. So this shark
is pissed.
is smarter than the average shark. Like the smarter than potentially I can work out a paleontologist knows about velociraptors.
Well, it's also like Yogi Bear. Like he's smarter than the average bear. And he would have killed someone.
Surely there's
Seriously.
like, Cocaine Bear.
I reckon there's a. Yep.
Winnie the
Yogi the
Pooh, Winnie the
Cocaine Bear.
Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I reckon Yogi was pretty famous. I reckon he did some mad cocaine in the 80s.
Oh, definitely.
Him and Humphrey. There's another Australian reference for the,
At the bear-
American listeners.
at the
Logies.
Children's Bear TV convention.
The after party of the Royal Children's Hospital Good Friday appeal. Sorry, that took a dark turn. This is strangely an Australian referenced episode for such an American fucking movie.
It's
Maybe
set in the
because
4th of July.
I know, it's the most American movie since bloody Lincoln.
We haven't watched Lincoln on Rainbow Popcorn.
We're not watching Lincoln. It's too long.
There's no way the cage is going to... We've already said it. There's no way the cage is going to work.
Yeah.
But he goes down there anyway, and he
Because why?
hides. Well, because I think for the purposes of the story, Roy Scheider needs to kill the shark.
But then he goes down in the cage and then he's like in the cage, but he continually sticking his arm out, sticking his leg out.
He's so shit.
I'm like, you are dumb.
He's so shit.
You are the dumbest genius.
Is he smarter in Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Not that I recall.
Dum, 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 dum.
And I can't think of another movie that I've seen him in. I saw him in that movie he won an Oscar for, but I can't remember what it was
Mr.
about.
Holland's Opus?
No. Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
He is in that. I haven't seen
He
it.
didn't win an Oscar for it, but he was. I think he was smarter in that.
Well, he wrote / conducted an orchestra.
He wrote his opus.
An opus.
Yeah. Anyway.
When he is down in the cage, we get the full view of the shark. And they've obviously used some footage of a real shark at points in this section of the movie.
Yes.
And
There is a little bit of inconsistency with the size.
yeah. There's also inconsistency with the mouth movement. Because when the shark comes out of the water, it is very quick, snappy.
Yep.
It's either all open or just goes
Yep.
like the pistons are firing too quickly.
It's the robot is malfunctioning.
One of the guys has to die.
And I'm glad it's Robert.
Well, I also think it makes sense that it's him because he's mad.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like he died doing what he loved. Inside a whale.
Inside a whale, yeah.
That's not the quote.
That's
Sorry,
a-
Simpsons
that's a-
fans.
Mumbled.
He died
Simpsons.
doing what he loved, hunting big sharks.
Yeah.
Or Sasquatch.
Or getting drunk in the ocean.
Also what he loves, let's be honest.
The drunk sharing of war stories.
Makes it such a masculine movie,
I
doesn't
was
it?
like, hey, here's my leg. I'll chuck it on the table.
If this movie's not masculine enough, let's
That
all
was the
talk
gayest moment of
about-
the movie.
Let's all talk about scars and
You
shit.
want to see this one? Like,
He's like, oh, she broke my heart.
that was dumb. He acted like that was the funniest thing he'd ever fucking said in his life.
So, I think it is.
It probably is. I feel like he doesn't interact with other humans very often. So
Interacts more with Sasquines. That's not what he's calling them.
I don't know.
Saquins?
I missed that.
It was when he was doing the medical examining bit.
Oh, yes.
It's like a Saquine of whatever.
Mm.
Sasquine's not right because that's too close to Sasquatch.
Yep.
Saquine, I'm thinking more like a goon bag.
Szechuan?
Another
Sackwine.
another Australian reference.
Yeah. Szechuan. Again. Very
Szechuan.
Australian.
Yep. No.
No, he's joking.
Lemon chicken is the Australian
That's
Chinese.
the Australian one, yeah. Oh, now I want lemon chicken.
All right, we can order some.
And then the iconic, how are you going to kill the shark?
With the explosion
With
of the
explosion.
tank.
Yeah.
We did skip over one iconic. We didn't actually say...
The most famous shot in the whole bloody movie.
We also didn't reference, you're going to need a bigger boat.
He sees the shark. That is such a good shot.
When he's
Like, it's so...
throwing the chum into the water.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's so iconic. And because if you've seen it before or watched the trailer or have watched any show about movies ever, you know that it's coming.
If you are in any way aware that movies exist,
Yeah.
you know it's coming.
And then because you see him doing I was seeing him doing the chum in the thing at the first time, and I'm like, oh my god, it's here. And then it didn't happen. I went, oh. And I'm like, then he goes back. I'm like, here we go. And he's muttering to himself. And then the quick, like,
Yeah.
whoop, which I didn't.
But then the subtle reaction, not the like, oh my God, the shark's there. It's
They're
just
slowly backing away.
slowly walks backwards and just says, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Beepity beepity beep boop.
And then they don't get
And
a
then it
bigger
goes
boat.
to commercial.
And then they end up just like dog paddling back on the 2 planks that are left of the
Yeah.
boat.
Because that Jaws is the one shark in the water that they should be afraid of.
Well, no, there were 2, but they already got the tiger shark.
That's true.
If there was bits of blown up shark, the other sharks would be eating that.
Oh, they'd be all over it.
Yeah. Instead of all over Richard Dreyfuss and Roy Scheider.
Mm.
All R's, 3 R's.
Yep.
Rob, Roy, and Richard.
Rod.
Robert.
Roy?
Roy.
Yeah.
Rob.
Roy.
Rob Roy.
That's how they made the cocktail.
That's how they invented the movie.
Yeah. And then the movie is over.
And then the movie's over. They just swim. And there's no epilogue.
No, which I kind of like.
It's just like
There's no
well,
like them coming home and being in the water and the town like cheering them and all that
the
crap.
band playing again, and
The
then
wife doesn't.
kids swimming in the water safely, only for another tiger shark to get him.
Yeah.
And
then they look at each other and go, and that's Jaws 2.
did it do? You know what I also didn't notice happened in the
Viacom,
movie?
yeah.
This one, just like that.
No,
No,
it's kind of a misremembered thing.
yeah, it's. I don't think it's the theme.
It's more.
Yeah, I don't think there's much. Even I thought surely when the shark is swimming towards that 1970s bush under the water, surely I thought then was the
Yeah.
it doesn't.
No.
So everybody out there who has said that John Williams ripped off Dvorak's Ninth Symphony Movement Number 4, apologise.
You're still kind of correct.
Yeah, but he didn't.
I'm not apologizing for that.
But he didn't like it. People said that's what he ripped off.
Yeah. Yeah.
A semitone is a thing that happens in music.
Sorry, what is that from?
Singing in the Rain.
No?
No? I don't know.
Anyway, that's going to fucking annoy me because I'm not going to be able to Google a semitone.
In what movie does an old woman say
A
semitone?
semitone. Anyway, if anybody knows that also has the same autistic stims as me, please let me know. Anybody,
So that's the end of the movie.
Anybody who would watch this movie and go, "This isn't a horror," you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I will be blatantly say that you need to.
Yeah, I said that 2 weeks ago.
You need to really understand what is horror. Just because there's not a man walking around in a mask killing people, that's not horror make. It's the suspense,
Yeah.
it's the build up, it's the
Horror.
one evil thing, all the tropes.
And people being scared,
Yes.
which people are scared and people die and there's a lot of blood.
Isolation, Killer's Domain.
Killer's
Basically
Domain's
wrote
a
that.
good one. Yeah. There's tropes of the monster stuff we've already talked about. And then the tropes of the horror, authority doesn't act, doesn't believe the expert, don't help. The deaths get worse before any action's taken.
Yep. And much like a lot of horror movies, this does not pass the Bechdel test.
Does the other counsellor's wife say to a woman, "That's not funny. That's just not funny at all," at the council meeting? Does she say that to a man or a woman?
A man.
Okay, then fail.
Because the wife does not interact with another woman. She barely
No.
leaves the house. Oh,
At the beach.
at the beach. But do they talk about a man?
They do talk about the counsellor.
Yeah.
Because the counsellor's something like
Oh, that old shriveled, leathery skinned woman.
with the curly hair, with the perm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That woman.
They
yeah.
talk, but they talk about her husband.
Yeah.
Because her husband says something like, "Well, I could do that."
Mm.
They're like, "I don't think so."
Mate, dude, come on.
One of the funniest lines just follows that when that old guy sits in front of Roy Scheider when he's trying to watch the water. He goes, "It's one ugly hat, Harry." And Harry gets so offended.
What the fuck is that? It's so random.
Well, no,
Anyway.
he knew if he said that, then Harry would fuck off and he
Yeah.
could go back to trying to protect the town, which is
And
his
him just
job.
being like, oh, wait, get out of the way. The camera's going to zoom.
Yeah. Piss off, Harry. Steven Spielberg is going to invent the zoom in and zoom out.
He's going to. Anyway.
Which gay icon would you cast in this movie?
Well,
Cher.
is Joel Grey a gay icon?
He'd done Cabaret by this point.
Done Cabaret.
He hadn't done Dr. Dillamond at this point.
You know what? And it's funny because he actually never did
He
Dr.
hasn't done it
Dillamond.
since.
That's really bad of me, and I apologize.
I feel like Joel Grey is a gay icon.
Maybe who's
A queer icon.
queer icon
Because he's definitely
bisexual something
Yeah.
in Nazi Germany.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in that cabaret place
Oh yeah, it was very
is pan something.
for 1940s Germany. It was very openly sexual.
Well, that's the point
Mm.
of the cabarets
Yeah.
and that movie.
Yeah.
One point, other than Liza Minnelli being
Abortions.
Liza Minnelli.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The concert that I emceed the other day, it's connected, right?
Okay, great.
They're
Lee, if you've listened to the episode, nothing needs to be connected. We went on a 5-minute tangent about one of the most traumatic moments of my life.
we played The Boy from Oz, like a medley of Peter Allen tunes. And the guy that was being Peter Allen in one of the little band bits between songs was like, oh, what's your favourite Peter Allen moment? My favourite Peter Allen moment was when he married Liza Minnelli. And he was like, did he marry Liza Minnelli or did he marry Judy Garland's daughter?
Yeah. Oh, funny.
I wouldn't have cast Liza though.
In this,
No.
Michael's in the pool.
That sounds like you doing an impersonation of Kristen Wiig's impersonation of Liza Minnelli.
Michael's in the pool. Yeah. That was bad, and I apologize.
Joel Grey in this would have been
Bad.
He made it. It would have been bad. It would have made him, I think, less of a gay icon.
Was Rock Hudson was still kicking around. He could have been in it.
That's true. But two, probably movie starry.
Yeah. Could you imagine him getting eaten by a shark?
No.
I'm assuming that he's taking, for some reason in my mind, he's
Quint.
taking, which is not a fit for him at all.
He would be Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
What's the gayest moment in the movie?
When they show each other their bodies.
When they wrap their legs together on the table?
Yep. That was so weird. And Roy Scheider's just sitting there like, I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
I got hit in the head with a fucking barrel.
I probably have a concussion.
Yeah, I am going to die because you two drunken fuckwits want to have sex with each other.
But despite that, it's not queer-coded at all.
And he was in the Navy.
He was in the Navy, true.
Was it the Navy? Yeah, it's a boat.
USS.
Sorry.
Could have been, oh no, but Top Gun is in the Navy. I always get that confused because they're planes, but they're planes that go from the water, so they're in the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why one's named Goose, because they're on water.
One's named Iceman because ice melted is water.
And one's called Maverick because he's such a maverick. Anyway, so that was Jaws.
Well,
It's insane. The movie is so good.
yeah, even 50 years later.
I think that it is definitely one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yep.
And
It's certainly Peter Benchley's most famous movie.
it's almost Spielberg's most famous movie. No.
AI. Surely AI.
What about The Terminal?
Catch Me If You Can. That's actually good.
That's actually a very good. You can't really name a bad. Well, I did say Terminal, but apparently
also
it's his
said-
worst, but still not
I
bad.
also said AI.
AI, iRobot. Wait,
No, AI with Haley Joel Osment. That was him, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Will Smith, iRobot.
Yes.
Hmm. That's a question. What is Steven Spielberg's most famous movie?
Raid. Shit.
I think Raiders is his most famous. Most famous, most popular. I think Raiders is most popular
Yes,
in terms of mass appeal.
but then if you went around we surveyed 100 people, the top 5 answers are on the board. Name a Steven Spielberg movie.
People are going to say Jaws.
E.T.
E.T.
He's right there.
Yeah, sorry, E.T.
E.T., Jaws, Raiders, Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan.
Okay. Maybe we should do that at our live events. Survey 100 people.
You know what? I will put a post on Facebook, a poll,
Yeah, okay.
and say, name a Spielberg movie.
When we say Spielberg, what's the first movie that comes to mind?
Yep.
That's what we want.
Yeah. And there'll be some fuckwit that says The Fabelmans. Sorry.
Oh, there'll be
Sorry
someone that says Sugarland Express.
There'll be somebody that says Austin Powers Goldmember.
There's Indiana Jones just behind you. What have I got behind me?
Is he trying to rip my heart out? You've got Watchmen, West Side Story. Ooh.
No. Because even when you say West Side Story, you don't think of Spielberg.
No, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also, what a fucking career. Wouldn't you love to have his career? There's
'Cause
nobody that doesn't like Spielberg.
Well-
you can't say that he's not good.
But even when you go like, oh, Spielberg, he's just a mass movie maker. But
He's
then he
not.
does something like the filmmakers, the Fabelmans.
Yeah.
But he also does like Raiders and Schindler's List.
Yes.
Like in terms of the gamut of big movies,
He's had a very good balance of
Black and White
blockbuster-
Holocaust going to make you cry, but everyone knows it.
Yeah.
And then Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. So he's done Jaws is a horror.
Yep.
Raiders is like action.
Yep.
Close Encounters is sci-fi.
Yep.
E.T.'s sci-fi.
Yep.
Schindler's List is
AI is sci-fi.
no, it's fact.
Drama.
Drama,
At the time it was sci-fi.
historical. Saving Private Ryan's a war movie.
Yep.
He's probably done a comedy in there.
Catch Me If You Can is
Catch Me
like
If You
a
Can.
comedy, almost biopic. Fabelmans is semi-biographical.
Yeah. Anyway,
What a career. What a man. Oh, there's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I think his best movie is Schindler's List.
I need to rewatch it.
Oh, I
I
can't.
know it's heavy.
God, it's like, it's actually intense, but it's so well made. It's like Platoon. I can't watch that again. That was too much.
True story too.
Anyway, wars make good movies.
I thought of a topic
Okay.
so that we can watch the
You say
Code
it.
one, Imitation Game.
Oh, okay. Is it going to be
No.
not biopics?
It's going to be niche war movies.
Oh, where it's like the war movie, but you don't see the war.
Yeah. Or it's like just one little bit of the war, like the 888.
I've got a second one.
Well, I thought we'd watch Imitation Game and the one about the women with the mail.
I was going to say A League of Their Own.
Oh,
That's more about baseball.
Let's not get too far off topic. We're
Okay,
going to have to do
anyway,
a whole
let's wrap
whole
it up.
episode on that.
Our next topic actually isn't that. So our next topic is inspired by Wicked, movies that have had page to stage to screen.
Yes, or page, stage, screen,
Yeah.
because it doesn't always go in that order.
Doesn't have to go in that order, but they have had something written on a page that's not a screenplay. And then it has been on the screens and it has also been on the stage.
Because as Jake talked about last week, American Psycho, it went book, movie, stage.
Yeah. And then some have gone book, movie, stage, movie, book.
If Hairspray was a book, that would have been interesting because that would have gone book, movie, stage, movie.
Yeah. Well, it's like Mean Girls.
Book, movie, stage,
Book,
movie.
movie, musical of the movie of the musical.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will discuss that more in depth next week.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say more things, but I don't need to.
No, because we'll do a whole episode on the topic.
Yep. Next week. If you've got ones, jump in the Rainbow Popcorn social group on Facebook and you can tell us there what's the most famous Spielberg movie,
Yep.
and what's a movie that's page, stage, and screen. Thanks for listening to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn Podcast. Like, subscribe, rating, review, follow socials, Facebook group. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Lee.